Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video on living with ADD because I've been to a psychiatrist before and they said that I might have ADD and they gave me medication and I never took it because I wanted to be like, I don't need that medication, I can function without it and just find my own way through life. There have been quite a few failings, like really bad at getting things done, unless it's in a structured environment like I'm told to work. But yeah, when I'm left on my own, I don't do anything. Anyway, I just was reading this article about the benefits of ADD or ADHD, and it's really interesting. So it was saying that back in the caveman days, or in the era where we lived very in close-knit communities and we needed one another to thrive and basically survive, we had people who were highly focused and people who were kind of zoning out and like not focusing on the task at hand. And they used the example of cooking marshmallows, and they said, okay, so just say you're sitting around the campfire and everyone's like roasting marshmallows and concentrating on what you're talking about, or like getting things done, like setting up the fire. The people with ADD, like the few little gremlins, not gremlins, I don't know why I'm calling them that, but anyway, a few little people that were like kind of zoning out, they might not be concentrating on the task at hand, and instead they're like zoning out and then realizing, oh shit, there's a bear in front of us, or like a bear like in the shadows, and then they save the whole community. So the idea is that we need difference to survive, and whilst we're not living in very close-knit communities necessarily, we actually thrive with more difference. So there was another study that was done that said that if you have a group of people, this one's actually really interesting. So if you have a group of kids, I think they did it with school students, and they have kids who have been like diagnosed with ADD, or actually within this study it was just people who possessed ADHD or ADD symptoms. So I do want to make the distinction between the two, but I guess in terms of the symptoms and the expression of them, they can have quite a bit of overlap. So it would be like, you know, being a bit impulsive and like disruptive of the class, trouble focusing, that sort of thing. For those kids, they put them in the ADD group, but they didn't actually separate them from the other kids. What they did is they just noted the ones that had the ADD symptoms, made a note of them, decided which group they were going to be in, and then they had two experiments. One group had I think it was, I can't really remember, but one group didn't have ADD students in it and the other group did. They had a combination of ADD and a combination of non-ADD. From memory, I don't know if this is accurate. Anyway, the findings were that the group with ADD kids, well, the ones who expressed ADD symptomology, actually fared far better on the task, even though the task was about, you know, focusing on something and solving a problem. And that's because the ADD like kids brought in this kind of like disruptive energy, and that made people think more laterally instead of just being focused and analytical. Because sometimes when we're like distracted, or like for example when we're in the shower or we're doing something random, we have this like lightning jolts to the brain because we're not focusing. And creativity comes from, a lot of the time, if you induce happiness or feelings of pleasure, that is almost the antithesis of focus, because you're just like, I don't need to do anything, and that actually bolsters creativity, so enhances it. So it was just really interesting, and it just kind of points to the need for us to express more of our individual traits and recognize the value of us having people within the community who might be a bit, you know, fringe in terms of their expression. They might not necessarily fit in with the current way of doing things or within a school environment, and recognizing the value they contribute to the world, because a lot of like creative people come from that, and I don't know, a lot of stuff happens that might not be necessarily measured in in an environment like in a school environment as being conducive of success later in life, or conducive of like focus. But yeah, I guess the point of it was just to like show and highlight the importance of having variety in our lives, and also just recognize that your own strengths can play such a vital role in progressing the community forward. Bye.